Uh-oh. Looks like we're live. Oh, goodness sakes. All right, everybody. Good morning. Chris is indisposed, so you have to deal with me today, at least for the time being. So, good morning. I'm Cal, for those of you that don't know. Um, I'm a contributor on here sometimes. And today, I know the word on everybody's lips is Milton. I don't mean Milton Friedman. I mean the hurricane. Now, got a couple of people here, one on Rumble, one on Locals. Good morning. I hope you're all going to have a decent day. Those people, poor people down in Florida, they're not. I'll probably have to repeat myself a few times during the broadcast, but I am going to let you guys in on a little secret. I have been studying tropical systems since the early 90s. First became interested in them when the Weather Channel started doing its tropical update. Hurricane Andrew was really the catalyst for that. And I still remember his name was Bob. He was a meteorologist for the Weather Channel. I remember the day he ended his career, a lot of people would think. Andrew had a bit of a troubled development early in its life cycle. When it was still a tropical storm, it encountered a lot of upper-level shear, which, if you don't know, a hurricane is basically three stacks of clouds: upper level, mid-level, and low level. It's like a pancake. All three of those have to line up for a hurricane in order for it to form and stay healthy. The mid-level circulation is usually considered the core of the storm, not just because it's in the middle. That's because where a lot of the meteorological influence comes from, both above and below. Andrew was going through some upper level shear. It was starting to drag away the upper level layer of the tropical storm, preventing it from, gathering its circulation, gathering energy, and producing those big cloud tops. Allows the updraft of air to come up from the sea surface all the way up and keep the storm going like this. And Mr. Bob, in the middle of the forecast, just took a look at this and said, I think that's about all for Tropical Storm Andrew. As we all know, it wasn't. That man ate that. This was an older gentleman. I think he was had to have been in his 60s by that time. This is a guy who had been studying meteorology for probably 40 years. He made a call. He made a very bad call, and he ate that. He never really issued a public apology because, it's just not something you do. And it was just one particular tropical update that I happened to catch where he said that. And this is before the Weather Channel started recycling, a lot of its broadcasts. It would do the same thing, just record one update and then replay it a couple of times until information changed. But when I saw him make that gaffe and then keep working, eventually being supplanted by Mr. Jim Cantori and a few others, that's really what sparked my interest. That and Hurricane Bob. Those of you who remember Hurricane Bob from the early 90s, it hit Massachusetts. And I remember seeing the very top, I believe, of the state Capitol dome having been ripped off and flung several blocks. It was just laying on the ground on its side. That and Andrew is what awoken me to the idea that there were monsters out there, giant monsters made of clouds that could rip everything that you worked for up, throw it around. Growing up in Chicago area, I was very aware of tornadoes and severe weather. It's always been a part of my life. I have to say I actually grew up afraid of them. There were a few times when we took shelter in our bank's basement because of severe weather and threat of tornadoes. Never had one really hit my town, but there were a few moments. And now we've had two really bad storms. Well, first one already been through, second one hasn't hit yet. And I say in the last 30 years of being someone who studied meteorology, studied hurricanes, severe weather, and I don't just mean watching it on TV. I mean, I have picked up books, read them cover to cover about how storms form. Oh, no problem, Chris. I got your back. But I have read, I won't claim to be a professionally educated meteorologist, but these days, when we have so many problems with being able to trust people who call themselves professionals, well, sometimes a well-educated amateur is sometimes has a better perspective on things. Both of these storms have surprised me. Now, you can go and say that, they're seeding the clouds, HARP, whatever. Just put all that aside for a minute. Just put all that aside. Let's put aside the why for a second and focus on the what. Helene was a surprising event. It followed a storm track that was very well predicted, but it also followed a storm track that a lot of other storms have in the past. They form south of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Caribbean, and they track northward, and then they hook. It's just what they do. Sometimes they hook to the west, sometimes they hook to the east. It all depends upon what high or low pressure systems are steering them. It's just how it goes. There's nothing really surprising about Helene, other than it got a little stronger than I thought it would. I honestly thought it would top out at a 3, and it topped out at a 4. And that it had just a ton of rain. And the area that was most horribly affected was already had 3 days of rain before that, so the ground was already saturated, and then they got all this, and seeing that disaster unfold. Milton's a little different. Milton exploded into a Cat 5, and it is tracking west to east across the Gulf of Mexico. Don't really recall any other hurricanes that have tracked this way before. Usually they track going in the other direction. I have seen some come up from the Southern Caribbean and then hook once they get into the Gulf of Mexico. They hook to the east, cross Florida that way, and go out across the Atlantic. I've never seen one start by Texas and then move towards Florida. I might be missing some. I just don't recall seeing any that do this. So we've already got a storm that's moving in an unusual fashion. The storm has also become incredibly powerful. At one time, it had winds over 180 miles an hour. That is absolutely apocalyptic. For those of you that don't really know the Saffir-Simpson scale, know this. Anything above 157 miles an hour sustained winds, and that's sustained for 10 minutes, steady stream of wind for 10 minutes at 157 miles an hour or more is considered a Category 5 hurricane. A Category 5 hurricane will wipe most homes completely off their foundation. I mean, they will just erase it. Tornadoes have wind speeds of 200 to 300 miles an hour. They top out, but a lot of them are in the 180s to 200s. So you're talking about something that basically has the strength of a highly focused tornado over a much larger area. It erases things. As I was telling some people on Discord that live in somewhere close to the area, and even those that have no idea what hurricanes are, one friend from Germany just doesn't really get the concept. I said, okay, imagine drawing a map of Florida in pencil. Now take a very large eraser and just drag it across. That's what this thing would do. And I've emphasized that to several people. It has weakened. It's not quite as strong as it used to be. It's now, last report, 160 miles an hour. But I'll be honest with you, one of the things that that hurricanes do is that when they lose solar heating overnight, they do tend to drop 5, maybe 10 miles an hour sustained winds. It just happens. What you want to focus is on the internal pressure. It's usually measured in millibars. So that's the standard measurement that just about everybody uses. At one point, it was down to 897 millibars, making it the 4th most intense hurricane in Atlantic history. That is astounding. You usually don't see hurricanes that strong. It's very unusual. The Gulf has been very warm. Conditions have just been absolutely ripe. And Milton, before it grazed the Yucatan Peninsula and lost some energy, was just about at the mathematical peak of what that basin could possibly generate in terms of a severe cyclone. So we're talking about a storm that has already had every mathematical advantage possible. Again, ignoring possible lies. You can theorize that all you want. What we're looking at, like Ron DeSantis said, we don't have time for red tape. We've got to focus on what's really going to happen. This storm is projected to make landfall with wind speeds very close to that of Helene. It's actually predicted to weaken. This is a good thing. Why is it going to weaken as it gets close to shore when a lot of hurricanes actually gain strength when they get close to shore? It's because there's a cold front coming down. This cold front has improved the weather in Oklahoma by quite a bit, believe me. But this cold front is pushing this hurricane down a very specific path. This hurricane is also being steered by low pressure systems out in the Atlantic Ocean. There is, in fact, one just offshore that was focused over the Bahamas that was helping to steer this hurricane. So basically, this thing is being pushed along a frontal boundary, like a lot of low pressure systems end up having happen to them. And it's skirting this frontal boundary towards Florida. Originally, it was going to make landfall almost square on Tampa Bay. That has shifted. It's now aimed more towards Sarasota and points just south of it. This is a very good thing. As I said, Milton is a very intense storm, but it's also a very tightly packed storm. The hurricane force winds only extend out about 30-ish miles. This is very fortunate. That means that you're basically, instead of dragging a giant eraser across the map, you're just shooting a laser across the map. Yes, it's going to be bad for the ones that are caught in its direct path. It is going to be absolutely apocalyptic for them. But the focus of this storm itself is so tight that the devastation is going to be minimized. This is one of those situations where you're going to feel bad for the ones that were caught right underneath the barrel of the gun. But you're going to be very fortunate that it was more like a 44 Magnum rather than a shotgun with bird shot in it. Tropical storm force winds aren't extending out as far as other tropical systems that I've seen. This isn't a monster giant blob of a hurricane. This is a very tightly packed event. This is good. Most cities in Florida, most buildings in Florida can withstand tropical storm force winds and rain and storm surge. Problem is that this thing is bringing a lot more storm surge than some people would even expect. It's bringing up to 15 feet of storm surge. That is a lot of storm surge. That means that anything that is below 15 feet off sea level will be flooded. There will just be a wall of water. The ocean will come in and bury everything that is below 15 feet. It will just be solid water, and everything that's caught in its way will be washed away. Water is incredibly dangerous. It's a lot more dangerous than we think. An average human being is knocked over by 6 inches of moving water. 6 inches. Stand up sometime, get out a ruler or a tape measure and measure where 6 inches comes up to. Not that far past your ankles. 6 inches of moving water will knock down the average person. Now, of course, we've got super buff guys like, what's his name? Troy Houston, I think it is. And, Scott from Kentucky Ballistics, who are just absolutely built like bricks. 6 inches might not knock them over, but 6.5 probably will. It doesn't take much. Now you're dealing with 15 feet. You're dealing with 2 stories worth of water plus. Any building 2 stories or below is going to be absolutely submerged. And the water is going to be moving west to east inland. It is going to wash over everything until it reaches all the way inland as far as it is possibly going to go. And that is going to be very far. It is going to be very far. The storm surge is going to be absolutely huge as this hurricane moves over. Fortunately, the hurricane is predicted to weaken significantly. It is predicted to weaken significantly as it moves across the peninsula. It's going to be a Category 1 hurricane when it pops out the other side. This is fairly typical for very powerful storms that pop over Florida, because Florida, as a peninsula, has a lot of standing water. This is another danger that Florida has, especially because there are so many lakes, rivers. There's so much what we call brown water versus ocean water, which is blue water. There is so much brown water there that when that water heats up, it also provides energy to hurricanes. This is why Lake Okeechobee is often a factor in predicting how a hurricane is going to behave when it comes to Miami. So if a hurricane passes over Lake Okeechobee, it's 35 miles across one way, 30 miles across another way. That is pretty significant. If the hurricane core is like Milton and it's only about 30 miles across, that means that once it pops over, if it goes right over the center of the lake, it's going to use that lake to generate more energy. It will not weaken as much. And Florida is just ripe with all kinds of brown ocean energy. Brown ocean energy is anything where you're dealing with highly saturated ground. India has the same issue. India actually has tropical systems that form completely over land, and they are very well defined, very powerful tropical depressions. It's just weaker than a tropical storm, but you're still dealing with something that brings 35 plus mile an hour winds and tons and tons of rain. Tropical depressions are usually major rain events, and they have some that form completely over land and die over land, and they are tropical systems. That is the brown ocean effect. Brown ocean effect can also be seen with severe thunderstorms over regular land that aren't part of the tropical system. When you have land that has been rained on constantly, and then another severe thunderstorm comes through, that brown ocean energy, that evaporation, that warmth from the ground is just going to feed the clouds. And Andrew's right. You can drown in 6 inches of water. Hell, you can drown in 1 inch of water. It's all about exposure, and how submerged you are and so on and so forth, and whether or not you can actually get out of it. I mean, if your face is smashed into the ground and you've only got the tips of your nostrils poking out of the earth, and those nostrils are completely submerged in water, you're going to drown. You're going to drown. It's going to be horrific. When it comes to Milton, this is one of the most intense tropical cyclones I have ever seen. Just because of how tightly packed it is. It is not a giant blob. And just how strong it is. The fact that it got to a very, very high-end Cat 5. Honestly, if you looked at the Saffir-Simpson scale and extrapolated the math from it, about how each tier gets stronger and stronger just by base wind speed, it would probably have been considered a Cat 7 just by, okay, well, this tier is this wind speed to this wind speed, and then this tier is this wind speed to this wind speed. The difference between the tiers is not static, it is exponential. Yeah, it would be a Cat 7, 180 plus mile an hour winds. It's just the reason we don't go above 5, the reason we don't go above 5 is because once you get to Cat 5, the average house is just going to be wiped off its cement pad if it has one. That's it. Yeah. Good morning, Cora. Well, I'm not exactly talking gloom and doom here. I'm trying to educate. I'm just stating facts. I apologize if the tone is a little somber. But Chris and I got into a discussion, and I realized that there are a lot of people out there that don't understand what a tropical system is or what it really entails. So just looking to do a little education today. Um, Now, we have had some huge blob type systems. One of the most powerful and largest was Super Typhoon Tip out in the Pacific Ocean. That thing was so large that it would, if it was centered over the United States, it would almost go from coast to coast. That's how big this thing was. It covered roughly 2/3 of the United States. It would have, if it had made landfall at that size, at its maximum reach. The smallest hurricane on record actually hit Australia, Andrew. I believe it hit the city of Darwin back in the 70s. I'd have to look it up again. But it was literally one of the tiniest hurricanes on record. It was just large enough to screw that city completely. And we've had a few smaller storms since then, but these things come in all shapes and sizes. And the good news is that Milton is not a blob. It is very tightly focused. It is very tightly packed. And its current path sends it over Sarasota and a relatively, compared to Tampa, relatively lower population section of the state. It is going to be devastating for the areas that it hits, but at least it's not going to hit Tampa. It looks to me like it's going to hit Sarasota or just south of Sarasota. This is very good news. If it had hit the city of Tampa dead on, the level of devastation would be just astronomical. It's still going to be bad. Oh, cool. Yeah, the international scales don't go really above 5. Once you reach a certain level, it's just, why bother adding more numbers? Why bother adding more numbers? Once you get above a certain level of power, it's just, everything is going to be erased. The devastation is going to be total, and human lives are just going to cease to exist. You may as well just stop. Yes, that was the name of it. Thank you, Andrew. Cyclone Tracy, 1974. This was another thing that I had been, mind you, when I was reading books, this was back in the 90s. And I remember there was in the book that I was reading, there was a whole chapter about Cyclone Tracy and about, how all these conditions came together to make this tiny little storm and yet make it so powerful despite its size. It was just, over all sorts of facts and figures and charts. And I just found it fascinating that a tropical system could be that small. And like I said, we've had a couple of others. I think Hurricane Marcos from early 2000s was a little bit smaller, but Tracy's basically the trophy girl or trophy boy, if you, however you want to say it, the trophy storm for tiny but mighty. And like I said, we're getting actually good news about Milton from a meteorological perspective. First of all, the core of the storm, where the hurricane force winds are, is still relatively small. It's only about 30 miles wide, which is very good. And the tropical storm force winds are not extending out as far as they could be. Most of the rain is, like most tropical systems north of the equator, is focused to the north and east. And it's already going over Florida as it is. This is not going to be a giant rain event like Helene was. There will still be rain. There will still be flooding. But, Tracy could be a boy's name or a girl's name. I'm just saying. I knew a boy named Tracy. I also knew a girl named Tracy. I wanted to date her, but she wasn't interested. Just saying. It's one of those semi-universal names. Like Leslie used to be a guy's name, but now it's more associated with a female's name. Although we have recently had the actor Leslie Nielsen. Go figure. But Milton is looking to be only about 140 miles an hour at landfall. The hurricane core, the highest wind speeds, are still looking to be pretty small. Like I said, it's going to be making landfall about over Sarasota. It's going to go over probably Three Lakes Wildlife Refuge on its quest to the east. It doesn't look like it's going to hit any truly gigantic population centers. It's going to miss Tampa. Tampa's still going to get hit by tropical storm force winds, but it's not going to be as horrendous as it could have been. And if that cold front continues to push it south, it may even miss Sarasota with a direct hit. It may go to, there's a town just south of it, just south of Sarasota. It may end up there instead, or it may just barely miss it. But this is a good thing of why Milton, being such a tightly packed storm for its power, is a good thing for us. Now, we'd be in real trouble if this thing was your average Atlantic hurricane, where the hurricane core is 60, 70 miles an hour out from the eye. In this case, it's not. It's relatively small. So it's basically, of all the bad news, this is good news within it. United States used to use just Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta. They used alphanumerics for everything, and then they switched to using a naming system. And it was actually, they weren't using the current NATO alphabet. They were using the original U.S. military one, which was Abel Baker Charlie Dog, I believe it was. Anyway, so what is a hurricane? A hurricane is basically a low pressure system that has grown so intense that it has formed circulation on its own. Ordinarily, when they're north of the equator, they are drawn to go further north. When they are formed south of the equator, they are drawn to go further south. And they usually hook west, east. It depends upon which direction the weather is traveling. The weather travels usually one direction around either side of the globe. Everything spins, everything rotates. It generally follows that and hooks accordingly. A local low pressure system or a high pressure system. If you have a high pressure system sitting over the middle of the Carolinas, actually I should do it this way because my camera's reversed. High pressure system sitting over the Carolinas, and you've got a hurricane that just popped over Florida. Instead of going out over the Atlantic towards England, it'll generally hook around. It'll get sucked up by that high pressure system and hook back towards land. But this is what steering force can do for a hurricane. This is why that that frontal boundary that's moving, that cold front that's moving south over Florida, is such a good thing. That frontal boundary probably saved Tampa from a direct hit. Which again, this particular government, if it would get off its rear end, MacDill Air Force Base is right by Tampa. It's part of Tampa. It's in Tampa. If it's not going to get a direct strike, they are in the perfect position to start helping immediately. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying there's a major military base right there. MacDill is pretty important as far as military bases go. And they have a lot of resources available. I'm not saying they're going to use them. We can hope. But as long as it's not getting a direct strike, they're going to have some damage, but it's not going to be too bad. And then you're going to have military personnel there available to help. I also know from another friend that they are pulling in tree trimmers from as far away as Colorado to come down to Florida. He's already on his way. There's also a chance he might come by and see me, but I'm kind of a little bit off his driving path, and it was arranged by his company. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't drive through on his way back. That'll be fun. So really, and not only that, just to step into the political arena a little bit, Joe Biden hates Kamala Harris so much right now that, Biden and Jill, They know that Florida is going to go red no matter what. They really don't have much of a chance there. So Biden has decided to play politics a little bit. He and Ron DeSantis are talking. Hell, Biden held a hurricane briefing at the exact same time Kamala Harris was on The View. So this is one of those enemy of my enemy situations. I have a feeling that the federal government is going to provide far more assistance to the people in Florida than those poor people in the Carolinas, which, that's a good thing, because those people in Florida, they get jacked up by hurricanes pretty often. They need the help. This is one of the reasons why they pay such high insurance premiums, which, by the way, are probably going to go up another $500 a year after this shit. But because Biden is fighting with Kamala, I have a feeling he won't pull out all the stops, but he's certainly going to put a few more cheeseburgers on the tray than he normally would have. Just so he can show up Kamala and be like, Kamala didn't do this shit. I did. Uh-oh. Chris is losing connection again. So that's going to be interesting. But stepping a little more into the political arena, now that I've given you a hurricane briefing and some little education on tropical systems, Team Kamala and Team Joe are in open civil warfare inside the White House. There was a fist fight last night, apparently. Mind you, basically, if my source is right, what it was, and you're all going to find this hilarious, but of course none of them would, because to find it funny would be bigoted. It was basically two gay guys that had a slap fight. And I mean, it was sort of thing.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, but it was basically two. Yeah, one of them was Kamala's concubine, and the other one was Biden's concubine, and they just basically went at it. Now, I think we can all generate an image in our head of the fairiest of fairies, the lightest of the loafers, deciding to have a slap fight with each other. And how that would go down, and I think we could all have a little internal chuckle. Again, this is only if my source is correct, but other sources, more publicly available ones, have stated that there is open civil warfare between Team Kamala and Team Joe, because Joe knows he was shafted. Jill knows that Joe was shafted, and Jill is very, very angry. And Jill is a spiteful bitch. So she is doing her best, along with Joe, whenever he's cognizant. They're taking their ire out on Kamala. This is the second time that Joe has overrode one of her broadcasts with one of his. He is continuously trying to just gently kneecap her. And in speaking of Jill Stein of the Green Party and all of her, I'm going to call them, because they call themselves as communist friends, socialist friends, they have openly stated there is no way in hell they are going to claim Michigan, but they are going to do their damnedest to make sure that Kamala doesn't win either. That is how much Jill Stein hates Kamala Harris, how much she hates her policies, which should tell you something, because the American Green Party is further to the left, or should be further to the left, than the Democrats. And yet Jill Stein is saying, I'm going to do everything in my power to kneecap Kamala Harris because that's how terrible she is.
Well, let's add another layer to this bullshit story thing here, shall we? Because did anybody... Let me see if I can get it up there where you can read it.
Oh, yes, that.
Mayorkas is running around saying they're fucking broke. FEMA's broke. But a watchdog group claims to have found $7 billion in untapped FEMA funds.
Andrew, that's terrible. Look out for the purple Bella. God, I'm going to get canceled for that shit. That's terrible. Andrew. Shame. But $7 billion. Yeah. I wonder where the hell that money was going to get funneled without us realizing it.
Two places I can think of, well, three: Israel, Ukraine, and illegals.
4.
Not Americans. Not American
4.
people, though.
4. Some congressman's pocket.
Well, that's where it ends up after it goes to Ukraine.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, Andrew. Harris does have a policy. You see, she grew up in a middle-class family, and she knows how to understand what it means to do the hard work of the thing. And her policies are, she grew up in a middle-class family, and, she done the thing with the thing. And I'm being terrible this morning. I'm being terrible. I got my.
She's almost as bad as Biden when it comes to the thing. Which is funny.
Well, which is funny because she spent most of her career playing with things.
Learned from Family Guy, yeah. We learned from South Park. And
oh, Chris, you're breaking up again. Well, there he goes. Poor Chris. Having problems this morning.
What the hell is going on with the internet?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. The internet's acting wacky.
It's showing 2 of me. All right, hold on. Let me leave and come back. Hopefully it'll get rid of one of me.
Don't say that. CIA might take some ideas from that. Yeah. The next day we see Chris, he's got this metal implant over his face, and he's like, yes, I will listen to all of the things and the current thing, and I will be programmed. Cyber Sasquatch.
There we go.
Yeah, I've got my ire up today. Chris knows, and Cora knows. Andrew, I don't think you heard about this. I had to put my dog down yesterday. It's my companion for 14 years. Broke my heart having to do it. But I want to thank everybody that reached out to me. And I got to say, I'm all talked out. Y'all guys are wonderful. Thank you for everything. I didn't really realize how much support I actually have. I'm always used to. I'm just like Chris. I'm always going to everybody. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Can I help you? Do you need to talk? And then I turn around and I look, when I'm having an issue, and I realize there's a lot of people behind me. I didn't think there would be. And just a second, I'm getting poked on Discord. Who's doing that? Who poking me? Oh, it's you.
Huh?
You poked me. When I looked down at my Discord, I realized, hey, there's some messages there.
Oh. I gave you a thumbs up to that last comment you made a while ago, though.
No, I had, notification. I had 2 actual messages. But yeah, no. So, yeah. Well, yeah, Harris says she has policies. Her policy. Well, we all know what her one core policy is. Her most important policy that she takes right to the rug. That policy is the most important part of her career.
Her knee pad policy.
I didn't think she needed them. They build calluses up over time.
Well, when you're spending that much time on your knees, you still want a little cushion sometimes.
Oh yeah, that she's getting up there. I mean, she's what, 60 now? Something like that.
Old? I don't remember.
I'm actually going to look that one up.
Can I help you?
59. She will be 60 in just a few days. October 20th is her birthday. So early happy birthday, Vice President Harris.
I was hoping her birthday would be closer to the election so she could lose it and I could say happy birthday to her for it, but never mind.
Well, no, it's right before Halloween.
I'll behave.
I'm trying so hard. There are so many things I want to say, but I know we're on YouTube and I don't want to get us banned from there again. I don't find her attractive either. in even the slightest way.
She's a Oompa Loompa, like literally.
She's hot in one way. She's basically a giant garbage fire. You still warm yourself by a garbage fire. You don't have to smell it. But she is a complete disaster. And she picked somebody dumber than her to run as her running mate. If this keeps going, now, horror of horrors, let's just say that she runs out her 8 years and we end up with Tim Walz running for president. Who in the fuck is he going to find that's dumber than him?
Her?
Well, obviously for legal reasons that can't happen, but I mean, he would have to search far and wide to find somebody who is that much dumber than him. He would have to find some e-thought TikTok influencer who's just barely of legal age to run.
Who's that girl that was going to run with Kennedy?
Oh, she's the ex-wife of one of the Google execs. She's not dumb.
Oh. I don't know. I've heard some of her policies.
Well, thing is, though, she's not dumb. She saw a lot of potential in RFK, and she was also one of the ones that said RFK needed to get with Trump. Because at least some of her policy, she knows if Trump wins and she's on Team Trump, they're going to get in. When you've got the backing of someone with that kind of money, that's one of the reasons why RFK picked her as his running mate. She was willing to finance his entire campaign.
Which leads to conflicts of interest.
Well, not really, because their policies, a lot of them do align. Remember, Kennedy was running as a left-leaning independent until he decided to join Team Trump. He's still fairly left-leaning. There are some policies, like his health policies, the idea of getting all that junk out of our food. I 1,000% back in on that. That man is, you look at him when he's got his shirt off, he's ripped. He's built. He takes good care of himself. But his idea is that healthy food shouldn't have to be so freaking expensive. We shouldn't be eating so many chemicals pumped into our food. It should be healthy and it should be affordable.
I mean, if you look at the price of good food compared to fast food, there's a big difference in price. And most people are going to go for what's going to fill them up. And it's not just what is good for them.
Yeah. But when you can get the two worlds to collide and, even the stuff we buy at the stores these days, not necessarily quick foods, but just half the stuff we buy at the store is staples, bread, lunch meat, stuff that isn't straight.
With our bread and stuff, though, is even our bread's contaminated with shit that's causing health issues.
You ever read the ingredients list on an American loaf of bread? It's kind of scary.
But they put so many freaking preservatives in it to make it last more than two or 3 days. Whereas back in the day, you had most towns had a baker in the town that made the bread, and you went there and picked it up daily or every other day, and it was eaten right away.
Yeah. Well, there's also excess sodium in our food, excess high fructose corn syrup in literally nearly everything, dyes.
Corn syrup is just bad for you no matter how much you put in stuff. That's just been proven. That should be banned, in my opinion.
Most of the dyes they use are banned in Europe. Surprisingly enough, the EU's policy on certain preservatives and things put in food is they got some of the right ideas. I mean, I know I'm one of those. America is not Europe. We should not emulate them. But when they have a good idea over something so basic as what we put in our mouths.
I don't have a problem with our regulating agencies actually doing their job and doing it correctly, instead of what they do now, which is they sell themselves off to the biggest bidder and basically whore themselves out.
Science for sale.
Monsanto, and
science for sale. It's been that way since the 70s. and even earlier, and but it started to be a thing in the 70s. Is see, when certain interests want to fund a scientific study, originally it was just we'll throw money at this and see what the result is. Then it became, we're going to go to certain scientists that we know have influence and have name recognition within their community and say, here is the theory that we have. Can you prove it? Instead of saying, can you just investigate this and tell us what the result is? It is, here's our theory, prove it. Here's money. Here's some money. We're pretty sure you can prove it with this much money. And
the scientists pocket most of it.
Well, they pocket quite a bit of it. Then they go ahead and they produce the science that gets the results that they were asked to provide. Science for sale. And then what really screwed everybody over is when this started to infect the peer review level of things. Because in order for scientific papers to get published here, there, or wherever, you had to get your paper peer reviewed and approved. Now, part of the peer review process is, they have the option of going in and reproducing every single thing that you did, and then pointing out flaws in your process. Obviously you got this result because this is the only way you tested things. Now, if you tested things just this way and this way, you would have gotten a completely different result. You do that, and what basically amounts to borderline scientific fraud, you try to get it peer reviewed. They're going to go ahead. They're going to look at things and poke holes in your theory like they're supposed to, and then reject your paper and say, you know what, you're handing us a load of crap. We took the same basic elements and ran the experiments just slightly differently and got a completely different result. Only because you went through this very narrow eye hole of a needle to get these results. And once the peer review level got corrupted to the point where they just rubber stamped things, they'll rerun the experiment sometimes, even usually, but they will rerun them exactly as they are written in. They will not vary from anything and just prove that, yes, because you jumped through the eye of the needle, you got these results. But you know what? You got these results, so we're just going to rubber stamp this. One of the greatest...
And you said they use the machines, but they don't always use their minds. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. They do use their minds, just not for the scientific part of it. Just they use their minds for the get-rich part of it.
They use their minds for evil instead of goodness, to paraphrase Agent 86. One of the greatest crimes that was done purely as a flex by the scientific community was when they got sassafras root banned. A lot of people don't know this, but traditional American root beer is supposed to use an extract of sassafras root. Back in the late 70s, I don't know exactly why. There are a lot of theories about why. But sassafras root came under investigation by the FDA as a possible carcinogen. Well, it was one of those science for sale moments. It was already decided it was going to be classified as a carcinogen, so they had to find a way to make it a carcinogen. They tried all the usual methods for getting something classified as a carcinogen. Hyperconcentration, this, that, the next thing. And finally, what they had to do in order to get it to cause cancer was they took the sassafras extract, filtered it through gasoline, leaded gasoline, and then injected such a hyperconcentration into the test mice that literally at anything at that point would give you cancer. The hyperconcentration was such that if you took an average amount of sassafras root extract that was in root beer and consumed by the average consumer, that average consumer would have to consume something like 200 gallons of root beer a week, every day, for multiple years in order to develop this kind of cancer. Like, the possibility was so beyond remote, it would be a mathematical impossibility. But because somebody wanted sassafras root extract banned, this went through, and it has never been challenged since. Even though the process was flawed, and it was very obviously borderline fraud because of the method that was used, filtering it through leaded gasoline, for crying out loud. But ever since then, root beer hasn't been root beer. It's always been a chemical extract that replicates the flavonoids of sassafras root extract. On one of the other servers that I'm on, a buddy of mine went ahead and made a gigantic chart of all these root beers and how they taste. And I've had a few of them. And the most expensive ones, of course, they're not legally allowed to use sassafras root extract, so they use something else. They usually use extra vanillin and some other regulated chemical flavors in order to replicate the kind of taste of old-fashioned root beer. But I pointed out to him, none of this is actually root beer. I appreciate what you did because it was a gigantic spreadsheet. And some of these brands were like $12 a freaking bottle for root beer. I'm talking some real boutique stuff here. Like a case of it is $80, and it's just a 6-pack. I ain't spending that much on root beer. But when you looked at the average brands, I believe it was Dad's root beer that came the closest. And they used just the right balance of flavonoids to make it taste as close as they can to old-fashioned root beer. Now, when I was a kid, there was a sarsaparilla root soda that used to be sold at my local grocery store. Obviously, since they don't sell it anymore, it was made with real sassafras root and or sarsaparilla root, not sassafras. And I remarked that it tasted a lot like root beer. My grandmother said, "Oh yeah, sarsaparilla and root beer kind of taste very similar." But
they're both root plants.
They all have that certain vanilla and spicy flavor to them. But the thing is that who profited the most from sassafras root becoming persona non grata? I mean, if you can find
Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they're pushing sodas,
big soda,
carbonated beverage, yeah.
But if you track it back to who's supplying the flavanoids, who's supplying the base chemicals, Dow was one of the ones that benefited because they, at the time, were working on an artificial sassafras root flavor that was chemical based, and obviously, they wouldn't have made very much headway as long as the people were extracting natural sassafras root. So there were 6 degrees of separation between Dow and this Science for Sale that banned sassafras root, but if you have a pencil, you could still draw all of the connections. So, the banning of sassafras root is one of the biggest examples that I hold up personally of Science for Sale. And then extrapolate that to every other science thing that we've seen in the last 40, 50 years. Climate change, environmental science, anything and everything that impacts our lives. Something gets banned, something gets regulated. It's a Fred.
All right, NPR's over with. It's time for the humor.
Okie dokie.
So, I thought I was the humor.
So what the fuck?
Aren't you looking at me?
Huh?
I said I thought I was the humor. Aren't you laughing just looking at me?
You remember I didn't say that.
Yeah, how you doing this morning, Fred?
It's bright and sunny, as you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ball just came up over the tree line as I was coming out from, we'll just put it, leaving this morning. So, and...
Oh, my goodness, y'all. So where's the hurricane? What's it doing? What we got?
I actually did a whole, like the first 35 minutes or so of the program was me going over Milton. To give you the basics.
Oh, okay. No, I'm good. I'm messing with you.
Sarasota. It's going to hit Sarasota. The core of the hurricane's only about 30 miles wide. It's going to miss Tampa with the worst of it. And it looks like it's going to go through a relatively low population part of the state when it drags itself through, at least the worst part of it. So we've got good news with the bad news. And it's probably only going to be about a 140 when it lands. It could be a lot worse. At least it's not 185 like it was at one point.
Where's Mike? Where's Core? I need somebody to fuck with this morning.
What's that?
Yet. Where's Mike and Core? I need somebody to fuck with this morning.
Sorry, man, you're not cute enough for that.
Did you make it to Virginia?
That's why I said that.
Fred?
That's why I said Mike and Core. I done been through Virginia. I'm still going to South Carolina. North Carolina. Morehead City. Going to get some Morehead. I mean, I'm going to Morehead.
Okay.
Just make sure she's not a biter. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll just ask her to pull her dentures out. What's that? Velvet Rosentine or whatever it is they called it on Soul Men.
What, Velvet?
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Somebody put some clouds over that sun. Since I've lost my damn glasses. All right, guys, hang on one second. My damn boss is calling me.
Okay, bud. Cora said it's in the Gulf. It's going to hit Florida. Enough said. Oh my.
See if we've got an update yet from the National Weather Service.
You guys are burning me up, ain't you?
You're going the wrong way if you want to fuck with me, Fred. Bring it.
He's on the phone with his boss.
Yeah.
I got all but one. I don't know where he went. Smokey ran off somewhere. But
I need to turn this down.
Good morning, Cora.
Morning. How are we?
How are you today? I'm feeling a little bit better.
Good.
Not on the throne. Makes a difference.
Well, it does. I don't know. Didn't like feeling like a king today?
My public service announcement for the day is if you are on opioid pain medication, be prepared for days where you're going to
all right, when I'm on the phone, y'all need to shut the fuck up.
What?
All I hear is you guys over my damn boss. Shit.
You said you wanted somebody to fuck with, and I'm telling you you're going
Well,
the
you know
wrong
what?
way.
You were fucking late, and I had to take the boss's call. So, you know what? Just step off of it.
Hey, it's not all about you, Fred.
How bad it is.
Oh, the hell, and your world.
You didn't get the memo?
Shit.
The hell?
That memo went to file 13, fucker.
Oh, damn. Well, I got to be a fucker.
Why not?
better than a fuck him, isn't it?
All right.
Well, shit now. What the hell is going on now? Shut up, I'm trying to talk.
Well, then say something, damn it.
Is your truck talking back to you too, Fred?
Received today at 7:48 a.m. Pre-planned road information mode 1072114. Ship name Crown LSP Group City Rocky Mount Street NCDRLDNPUDT Okai.
I think I'd have to throw that damn thing out the window.
1500 PLTS requires 000 call.
Did you not hear me just say when they're talking, you need to shut up?
Did I tell you to kiss my fucking ass?
You have 6 hours and
Ah,
19
damn.
minutes of remaining drive time.
6 hours.
I got 6 hours remaining drive time. He's just fucking with me because I'm taking my time.
Well, it's his problem, not
I
yours.
Well, he's
I'd
just
throw
sitting
that
this
thing out the
pre-plan.
window.
I don't know how many times, and it's the same damn one. Well, looking at you, if you're pinging right or your satellite, I don't think you're gonna have time to pick up this load. Well, let's see. I'll be there at 12, out by 12:30. It's 100 miles over there, so I should be there at 2. My appointment's at 3. Oh, well, I said, quit micromanaging my damn logbook. I got this.
You'll be there.
You damn right.
Oh, why
The
don't
time.
you just tell him, don't worry about it. You're driving the truck. You know what you can do.
Oh, I have already talked to him about that. He could just fucking, come do my job, and I'll sit and do his job. He's afraid I'll do his better.
You probably could.
Was he ever a
I
truck
don't want
driver?
that side of the board. I don't want that side of the board.
Oh, hell no.
I had a damn manager tell me one time that I was just a truck driver. I need to get back out and do my damn job. He was head of operations, and I said, fucker,
Oh,
don't you ever talk to me like that again.
he did not.
Yeah.
I'd have sat. His load would have fucking sat for 3 days. Fuck you. Fuck
No, I
me.
couldn't do that. But long story short, and I feel bad about it now, kind of, sort of. But yeah, he was screaming at me like I was a 3-year-old fixing to poke a fork in a light socket. I turned around and told him, I said, you know what? I got the same degree you got. I said, actually, I probably got more time in that damn seat than you got in this damn office. I said, so why don't you just shut up? And yeah, I guess that was the wrong thing to say.
Oh, maybe.
So he proceeded to put his finger, just poke me in the shoulder. I said, well, let me tell you something. First off, I'm going to give you one warning, and that's the only one you're going to get. Don't you ever fucking touch me again. I said, you just tell me what you need done. Let me worry about how it gets there.
Oh, I
And he
learned a
turned
long
around.
time ago.
So I started to the door. I started walking to the door to his office. His office overlooked all the dispatchers. And he took that finger and poked me in the back. And I turned around, and he started backing up. When I slammed that damn door to his office, I thought the damn window was going to break. Then his dumb ass, there's only one way in and one way out. And I pinned him behind his desk. And I told him, I said, I told you, I said, you don't get one chance. I said, no. I said, I want your ass, and I want it now. Well, I called the cops, and I took my forearm, and I raked his desk off. Computer and all was on the floor. I said, well, there's you something to call him about. I said, because it'll be a homicide. You won't be able to call next time. I took his desk and flipped it up over on him. And when I locked the door, I had two dispatchers and the owner of the company trying to figure out who had the key before I killed him.
Fred might have an anger problem.
And when he stepped around me like he was gonna lunge at me. When he did, I stepped under and grabbed his arm, and he could scratch the top of his head from the back side because separated his shoulder. I said, there goes your golf game.
I
So when they
learned a
finally
long
got the door
time ago.
open, so they got the door open and called the cops, and I was sitting in the chair in the corner over there. And the cop said, sir, you need to stand up. No, sir, I think I just need to sit right here. He goes, why? I said, because I need this desk space to file charges on him. He said, what are you going to file charges on? He's the one with the separated shoulder. I said, if he had to put his hands on me, that wouldn't have happened. It was self-defense. I said, if you ask anybody in this office who saw what happened after closed his door, I said, they'll tell you who poked who first. So, to my knowledge, he's never played golf since then. Just him and the boss and the other boss and another boss, the boss's son, the boss's wife, they all play golf on Friday. I told him I wish I had a job I could get paid and go play golf on Fridays.
Right.
I learned a long time ago you don't poke somebody over 6 foot tall. Of course, well, they were drunk, but, I still learned my lesson.
Well, I wasn't drunk. I was just pissed.
brother learned that lesson.
Don't fucking touch me. So, yeah, I thought I was really going to jail. I told that guy, I said, look, I said, he says, well, what made you just flip out so bad? I said, dude, I said, if you have seen and done some of the things I have seen and done in my career, I said, I just got back from 7 years in Iraq. I'm not used to being fucked with like that. I said, I got PTSD. I said, I'm having a bad constitutional day today.
You didn't seem to
So,
mind it when I cooked you breakfast that day and patted you on the ass and sent you on your way.
That's how you filled his belly first.
oh,
Oh, true.
You filled his
But-
belly.
he didn't he pressed charges first. The cops told me to press charges. He started it. The cop said, did you really have to go that far?
Fred's breaking up.
So,
Okay.
I really thought I was going to have to go to buy a new computer, but I didn't.
Yeah, something about a man with a full belly mellows him right out.
Oh yeah.
So my brother was dating this girl.
Just one?
Well, at this time, yeah, it's just one.
Oh,
And he stole Christmas gift cards from Caitlin, and that's a no-no.
is she still alive?
Well, she was pregnant at the time. I told her flat out. I said, "You're lucky." I said, "I normally wouldn't put my hands on a woman." I said, "But you steal from my kid, that's a whole nother story." I said, "The only reason I didn't break your legs is because you're pregnant."
Oh, I'd have stripped her naked and set it out the front door.
And he decided to be the chivalrous knight in shining armor and get up in my face. Now, the funniest part about it is I had just torn the muscles in my back of my left knee, falling into bed New Year's Eve, stone sober, hadn't had a fucking drink all night. And so I'm on crutches,
Change
my
your
legs all
name
wrapped
to
up.
Grace.
What's that?
We'll change your name to Grace.
But or else he wouldn't have gotten my face at all if I wasn't on crutches and shit. And he's up in my face, mouthing off, and I'm just laughing at him because I don't give a shit. You can get in my face, you can talk all the shit you want. I don't care. Then he made the mistake and started poking me in the side of the head. And before I ripped it out, we used to have one of those pantries in the kitchen. And I picked him up by his neck, threw him so hard into the pantry door that the pantry door went backwards into the pantry. And I'm holding him about 2.5 feet off the ground by his neck, telling him he needs to calm the hell down. And he decided it would be a good idea to swing on me. Well, I flung him around and threw him into the buffet in our foyer that's full of junk and stuff, and yeah, that moved a little bit. And I jumped on top of him, and I'm just holding him down, right? That's it, just holding him down. I'm like, dude, you need to calm down. I said, the bitch isn't worth it. And he's just screaming his freaking head off. And Mom comes out from her bedroom, and she sees me on West, doesn't ask what's going on, nothing like that. She assumes I'm just beating the shit out of my little brother for fun, and grabs a hold of me and pulls my arms down by my side. You know, I wasn't expecting her to do anything. And my brother sucker punched me right here. Hit me so hard he busted my eyebrow open, busted my nasal cavity. And at that point I saw black. Mom ended up rolling into the kitchen, and I proceeded to just beat the shit out of my brother. My mom called the cops. And I sat there and I'm like, let's go. I don't care. I'll go. I said, I'll go get a
Well, you
slap
better
on the
bite it,
wrist.
motherfucker, ain't you?
When I have to be, I will be. When you have to take care of business, you take care of business. That's how I was raised. That doesn't mean
Stand
I've
on
always
business.
won. That doesn't mean I always won. I'll be the first one to admit I got my ass beat a couple times. But I've given out more ass beatings than I've taken. So,
I may have lost a couple of battles, but I ain't never lost a war. I was told you keep coming back till you get yours.
Pretty much.
Guess that Cora's over there telling secrets on us she doesn't want us to hear.
What
Testosterone
makes
seems
you
to be
think that?
raging this morning.
Oh,
Who, mine or hers?
could be both.
Quit eating them chickens with all that daggum minerals in it.
My chickens
Minerals.
don't have minerals.
hormones, you mean hormones.
Hormones. No. I know where mine's grown. I do. I need coffee.
Yeah, after that second cup, first cup didn't sit right with me.
I thought I heard sirens. I guess I don't.
No sirens here this morning either. So.
Well, fine. Be a party people then.
Oh, shit. My
chair.
fruit
Got that
may,
ball of-
my root may
What?
be affected by floodwaters.
Ooh.
That would be bad.
Hell, there ain't a cloud in the sky.
Remnants of Helene.
I don't know.
Man,
Hey, there's a nipple in my. Oh, that's a mountain. I'm sorry.
Fred was wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Well, no, I tell you what, I'm over here where Mayberry was, Mount Pilot, and that's Mount Pilot back there. It looks like a boob with a big old nipple on the end of it. Got me all excited for a second.
That's an interesting way to look at
Don't
it.
take much, does it?
Nope.
Where are you
At
going?
least he's honest about it.
Oh, that's true. Damn,
No,
I need
no.
to sweeten my
No,
floors.
no. No, Flo.
Good.
I know what you do. Eat you, cat. Always stepping on my phone. Now you're just gonna lay across everybody. Sure they love that. Let me see. I gotta get chat pulled up here.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry,
What's going
Thomas.
on in Cora's world?
Welcome to my world.
I said, what's going on in Cora's world?
Oh, I got running to do today. My girlfriend called me last night, and
Oh, so that's how it rolls, huh?
yep, that's how it rolls. So I have to pick her up this morning, run her to see her physiologist, her pacemaker doctor, and then I have to take her to her lung doctor. We'll probably grab lunch in there sometime today.
Thomas, that's funny. Thomas said, "Who put a nickel in Fred?"
Sounds like put a quarter in me.
Well, whatever makes you happy there, pal. But
Too much doom and gloom in the world. We need to just fuck with somebody and have a good time.
Right?
yeah, I'm all good with it.
I'm surprised I hadn't seen more
As
damage
long
over here, but I think that was more over to the west of me, though.
As long as everything goes according to plan, I will be going into the Mannheim Farm Show this evening.
The
And
Mannheim
there-
what?
Mannheim Farm Show.
Oh, I thought you said buck show. What the hell's a buck show?
Well,
Oh, I'm going to Reading after this, Chris.
all right, bud. Yeah, hopefully we can meet up and get something to eat or something.
Get my crock of shit. I mean, my crock.
I can fill it with shit. Trust me, this morning that wouldn't be a
Well,
problem.
if you're going to fill it with shit, you just keep it. It'll mean
You wanna
more to
pick
you
up-
than Bill and me.
You want to pick up that writing crop for me?
Did you want
Yeah,
the
let's see. No. Cattle prod. Yeah.
Scared?
Yeah.
Good. Should be.
She asked me for nylon rope too, just so you know.
Men
I have.
white men for Harris. There's one that says white women for Trump. Big old billboard.
But yeah, if everything goes as planned, I will be live streaming the parade tonight. So there will be some marching bands and floats, and some asshole's gonna throw candy at me. I know that, but it'll be fun.
I resemble that remark.
Well, you're gonna be an asshole and throw candy at me?
Sure.
Yeah.
I can. I mean, if that's how you want to get down.
Ooh.
I used to be the asshole that threw the candy when I was a kid.
That's right.
He-
There you go.
He wasn't
So-
in the Navy, Fred.
Shit. Where's Boats?
I can text him quick. Hold on.
Huh?
I
No,
know,
don't
it's
wind
like
him up this morning. I ain't got that kind of time.
Me, my thing with calling him, telling him to get his hairy ass in the conversation hasn't been working lately.
What's his problem? He mad?
Tell him he's going to get milked. He might show up.
Ooh.
Damn.
Fred is waiting to milk you.
Oh my God. Hey Chris, hooked on phonics. Reading is fundamental.
I gotta get a link first. Hold on.
I don't remember what movie it was. It was Woody Harrelson was doing it. He come running up this Amish family. He's dressed in garb too, but he come running up with a damn bucket. He goes, "Yeah, about milking the cow."
Milking the bull.
Says a little hard to get started, but after that, she come around through,
Oh shit.
take the big old slug out of that damn bucket.
That made me sick. Funny.
I saw, he was in. I just watched a movie on him the other day. Not on him, with him in it. He played. He played Admiral somebody. It was about Pearl Harbor.
Really?
And
I don't know if I've seen that yet.
what's that other guy's name I'm thinking of? Quaid. Dennis Quaid played in there too.
Last one just came out. About Reagan?
No. It was about Pearl Harbor.
Oh,
He played. Quaid played Admiral Nimitz, and Quaid played, what was the other one? What was the other famous admiral? I don't know.
the guy in the Pacific, yeah.
Yeah, but it was an excellent movie.
Halsey.
Yeah.
You sure you're not thinking
Just
of
Hall.
the movie Midway?
It has that same.
Yeah,
Same.
It was Midway. It was Midway. Dennis Quaid played Vice Admiral Halsey in Midway.
Okay. Yeah. No, Dennis Quaid played Nimitz.
No, he
Woody
played
Harrelson
Halsey.
played Halsey.
No, you got that flipped. Harrelson played Nimitz. Quaid
No.
played Halsey. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right
Oh.
now, dude.
Yeah. You all right?
Motherfuckers just come to a stop for no reason.
He got brake checked.
Yeah, according to the thing from IMDb, Fred, it's saying Woody was Halsey.
Yeah, that's what I said. Woody was Halsey.
No, Woody was Nimitz. I'm looking at the Wikipedia
Well,
page.
no, hold on.
Okay, anyway,
What the hell? Let me see the.
I ain't never wrong. I've been mistaken a couple times, but I ain't never wrong.
No, sometimes you're just outright wrong.
Damn.
Well, no, I'm trying to see what the hell, because both of them say Chester or Halsey.
Chester Nimitz.
Chester Nimitz would be Harrelson, and Quaid was Halsey.
Yeah.
Then.
Okay, my bad. Like I said, I ain't wrong. I'm just mistaken.
I'm just going by what I see, but I'm not. I'm
Let's see. I believe I can go this way.
Sometimes too.
It's nipply out here this morning. Damn it.
I don't believe you. Show me.
Can't blame him for trying, right?
Hey, yeah. Fellas gotta do what a fella gotta do.
I told you I sent one of these cats along with you, Fred. That'll keep you warm.
Keep what on who? No. I'll drive this motherfucker. You just shut up. Show me the picture.
I'll text you one.
No, I'm good.
I'll
Talk
send
about
you
the
one.
bitch sitting on my dashboard.
He's gonna send you a picture of Boats' ass.
Yeah, exactly. Or a picture of my cat.
What makes you think I don't know what Boats' ass looks like? Because according to y'all, we're an item.
I didn't say nothing
You
about
guys.
True. True. You Navy guys got to stick together.
Yeah, I know, right?
It'd be a different kind of sticking together than normal, I think, but what do I know? Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Hey.
What?
If you can't take a joke, you shouldn't poke the bear. Right?
I'll poke.
I can take a joke. I'm good at it. Hell, I am a joke normally, so. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Y'all are like just sprawled everywhere.
I think I might need some sunshine.
I mean to talk to you about that.
Oh.
Dave would have looked at Bob and been like, "What the fuck, man?" Because he was big and bright.
Shit, here's some highways not out here.
What's that?
I said, here's some highway that's not out here. Not on the map.
That's interesting.
It's a new bypass they built. Just had to put it on Google Maps yet, or I ain't uploaded the latest patch, so.
Gotcha. Sandy saying here. Andy said poke the bear and find out. Horton here is a who. Oh, man. Oh no, Horton beats a who. Sorry, Andy. Apparently I can't read this one.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
That's what I said.
I could take and go out back and take you guys with me and start working in that
Go out
shed.
back with you. Wait a minute, huh? We don't roll like that.
That's not what Boats told me.
Well, what? No. You trust him? You trust him?
I don't trust Boats at all. Trust me.
There you go.
I just going by what he said.
You got misinformed. What you most do behind the shed is your business.
I thought it was what you and Boats did. Was
Well,
your
no,
guys'
Chris was the one that said he wanted to go behind the shed.
No, I said I want to go start working in the shed.
Oh, I thought you said you going to take us to the behind the shed. Wait a minute, hand.
15.
Last time I went to the wood shed, I got my damn leg striped.
No, you can't get by. We can't get behind my shed right now. There's a dog run enclosed in there. The Amish neighbor puppy mill where I don't want to be put it in.
Oh shit!
I'm waiting for my GPS to just go where the fuck you want to. Trying to recalculate where there's no road.
Have you seen any of those TikTok or Facebook reel things where that guy's talking to Siri
About the
Oh yeah,
and
that's
she's giving
funny.
him a ration of shit? It is.
Yeah.
It's funnier than hell. Oh, I need sausage. Damn it.
What? You need some sausage?
I've never
Hey,
used,
Yes,
like
I
a personal
do.
problem.
I've never used Siri, so I don't know. And Google and Alexa got thrown in the trash. So. I used to have a Google Home until that bitch fucking mouthed off to me. I asked it why. I said, "Why did you shut my fucking music off?" Because it kept turning my music off one day, and it came at me and said, "Do not cuss at me." Blah 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 blah. I said, "I fucking own you. I bought you." I said, "I'll say whatever the fuck I want to you." Went over, ripped the fucking plug out of the wall, and threw it in the trash.
Y'all call me violent.
You don't fuck with my music. An
Shit, I'm just
ex-girlfriend
happy I
found
could
that.
hear music.
My ex-girlfriend found that out. We were doing 60 down a back road one day, and she was mad at me for something. And it would have been different if she wanted to actually talk, but she didn't. She just wanted to piss me off. So she kept reaching over and turning the fucking radio off.
My little helper in the car.
I
Have y'all seen that skit? That's funny as fuck.
yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
I think it's
look it up.
Tim, somebody talks about his little helper in the car. Gee, she knows everything. I would get lost about my little helper in the car.
Well, we went from 60 to 0 in about 30 seconds because I locked the brakes up on the car, came to a complete stop. I said, "Are you about done?" She said, "Are you trying to kill us?" I said, "No." I said, "I know exactly what I'm doing." I said, "There's nobody behind me." I said, "We're on a back road somewhere." I said, "I just stopped. We both had seatbelts on." I said, "Are you going to stop playing with my fucking radio?" I said, "If you want to talk, talk. If not, then shut the fuck up and let my music play."
Ooh.
Not
Yeah,
shut the fuck up.
we
Damn.
weren't
Right?
together. We were only together for like a week after that.
Gee, I wonder why.
Gee. Shit. And that surprises you, Hal?
Doesn't. We were on the outs already anyway, so life goes on.
Yes, it does.
He's always, well, I'm not going to say that because I don't see myself getting together with anybody at this point in my life.
Never say never.
Yeah,
Sometimes shit just pops up on you.
I'm good. I'm not looking. I don't want it.
Like a pimple on
Yeah.
your butt.
I've got other priorities that I'm going to focus on. You know, I can be celibate the rest of my life. I'm good with it.
Maybe just find you a fuck buddy.
No, I don't do that. I have to be in a relationship. Somebody's posting in Bridging Pathways. Let's go see what they've said. I got a little red needle that tells me how fast I'm going, but if that needle should ever snap, I got my little helper in the car. Oh, that's... Hey there! Good morning, Mike. Andrew said it's Tim Hawkins.
Yeah, Tim Hawkins. Y'all gotta listen to that. That's funny as fuck.
I'm sorry, guys.
Morning, Mike.
I'm not
Where's Mike?
paying very good attention to the chat. Let me go and look and see what just popped up over on Discord here. Oh, Teddy. I love that. I love that patch, Thomas. Group therapy. Thomas is heading to the range.
Damn.
And Teddy said, just want to say thank you, everyone, for the wedding card. I really appreciate. I love you all. I love every one of you.
Hey, why the hell did we get damn invitations? Oh, I see how much we're loved.
Maybe he didn't want us crashing his wedding,
That might
which
be
might
it.
not be a bad thing.
I've been known to get drunk, get stupid,
You got to be
smear
drunk.
wedding cake all over me, and
I don't have to be drunk to be stupid. I think we've already established that point.
well, let's see. Yeah, nobody's arguing.
Nope.
No, I don't expect anybody to argue on that. Not always rational. I'll admit that too. I jump off the handle sometimes.
Right?
Rational.
But
What the hell,
fun most
rational?
of the time. What you thinking, Cal? You're awfully quiet, bud.
Oh, I'm just looking some stuff up. Nothing major. Fred put me down a rabbit hole, so I was.
How'd I put you down the rabbit hole? I thought. Shut up, Fred. I thought it was a different hole, but that's my story.
You're the one
You
in the
should
Navy,
run,
not
Cal.
me.
Hey.
Oh, no, Stiff,
He's trying to put you in holes now.
You're not in the
Stiff
barrel.
Dick has no conscience.
Hey, when it's you're not in the barrel.
How many times have you had to be the not in the barrel, Fred?
No, you got the wrong one, Hank. You got me fucked up with somebody else.
No, Fred put me down a rabbit hole when I was looking up Midway. So then I started looking, okay, well, who else has portrayed Halsey? Who else has portrayed Nimitz? And eventually I bounced all the way around Wikipedia until I ended up looking up the movie In Harm's Way with John Wayne. One of my favorite war movies. I mean, it's like 80% fiction, but it depicts events similar to what happened. I liked it because of the naval battle that happens right towards the end of the film. A lot of use of miniatures and stuff like that.
My dad hated John Wayne. He said that motherfucker couldn't go serve with me in Vietnam. He kissed my ass. I went, whoops. Sorry to fuck with you, but hey, you do you, boo boo.
My mom loves John Wayne movies.
I like most of them.
Some of them.
There's a few I don't care for, but by and large, if you put a John, go ahead.
I think it's Rio Bravo, the one with Ricky Nelson and Dean Martin. I love that movie.
What's the one where he marries that Irish girl?
Kate,
Oh,
the McCallahan.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he rough-handles her a little bit, doesn't he?
which one was it where he threw the kid in the damn lake because he couldn't swim? Time to learn how. That Katie Elder. Sons of Katie Elder or something.
Could have been, yeah.
Hey, that's what
Told
they
the little
did
boy,
back
the boy says, I can't swim. He goes, well, it's time you learn. Whoop. And then she come around there pissed off. She goes, well, I can't swim either. He started after her.
Yeah, Rio Bravo was Wayne, Martin, and Nelson.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
And then it is connected to two other films, El Dorado and Rio Lobo.
I tell you the westerns I like spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood. Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and,
Yep.
and all the rest of them.
How about Any Other Way But Loose?
Hang 'em High. No, I'm talking about the spaghetti westerns he did. Yeah, Any Which Way But Loose was funny as crap. You see that? That's a black widow. You know, more peoples are killed by
Hi,
black
Lori.
widows every year than something or other. And the guy sneezed on it because I usually just squash them.
Hey, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea. Hi, Lori. Welcome in. Be safe, Thomas. Enjoy your time at the Pew Pew
At the
range.
range. Have fun, Thomas.
I need to get out
No,
there.
I'm going to not say that. We'll get kicked off.
Shit, I gotta get my biscuits in the oven. Damn it. What the fuck?
Or wants to get her biscuits warmed up.
I do. I need some warm biscuits this morning.
Just so long as she doesn't, start doing Yosemite Sam, my biscuits is burning. That'd be a problem.
There's only one thing that would keep me from keeping an eye on biscuits.
Damn, that room got quiet, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Well, I was waiting for one of you to blurt it out. But I don't know. I don't know if that would be.
Oh, Cora. I saw a
Here?
thing. Take some pickles, cut them in half, and scoop out the guts.
Yeah.
Take some cream cheese and chicken and put it in there. And, mix it up real good. And then I guess you do jalapenos too. But then you bread them and put them in the air fryer. Makes fried pickles.
Who the hell's at my deck?
Uh-oh. Someone's on your deck.
You got a big deck?
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good. Serves its purpose for me.
So Andrew found the Tim Hawkins clip and posted
Never
it.
mind. There's another one for you. Blue collar commentator. Just Google big deck.
Yeah.
I'm not Googling nothing about dicks. That's all my
I didn't
feed
say
would end up
dick.
being.
I said deck.
Oh, same thing.
I know I got an accent, but shit.
Oh my. I don't know. My deck was, I wouldn't say it was big, but it was average.
You want to make it look bigger? Put some brush around it. Bushes around it. Put some bush around it.
Andrea says, laugh out loud, you know where Cora's mind is.
You know it.
Actually, my deck, the house that I owned was an L-shaped deck, and I had two exits. One came out from my sunroom at the side of the house, and then at the back of the house where it wrapped around, it went directly into the kitchen. I used to love that. I miss that. You had to cut Dad's hair. Was it getting in his eyes, or? Andrew said, even I heard that. That's because you have an accent too, Andrew.
My brother.
If we're going to piss people off, we might as well piss everyone off this morning, right?
Right. I think I already did that first thing this morning with the text I got this morning. It was like, sorry, it's not all about you. It was,
Damn.
yeah.
They living to tell about it?
Did they live to tell about it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
No.
for now.
I'm sorry to hear that, Lori. Lori said the chemo's making her dad lose his hair.
The what is?
Chemo.
Chemo.
Oh, goodness.
Thankfully, it'll grow back. Somebody's
I don't
ringing.
have time for you this morning.
One ring-a-ding, three ring-a-ding.
They're just
Apparently
not
they didn't get the
approaching.
hint.
Hey,
They're
put him
just
on speakerphone, Fred. Well, I'll take care of him.
No, hell no. I got enough problems.
Fred,
they're
get
just
back
not
in bed,
approaching.
damn it.
They're just not. Maybe you ought to put me on speakerphone with them. They're just not approaching you
No,
the right way.
no, that's payroll, and I don't want to mess up payroll.
Oh, never mind. And it says, /, I don't care. I'm just messing with you, Andrew. I got to mess with everybody at least once a day.
What time's it going to be? 8:30. Okay. I've got time.
I want some of that apple pie bacon I saw.
That you sent me in Messenger?
Yes.
That shit
Yes.
looks good.
Apple pie bacon?
Yeah, this
Apple
shit
pie
looks.
candied bacon.
Apple and pork go together very well.
You take, they got a thick cut bacon and laid it out in strips and took a can of apple pie filling and put some, I think it was cinnamon and
Cinnamon, some
brown
vanilla
sugar in
in it.
there.
Yep.
And they just mashed it down real, into like a mush and then brushed it on that damn bacon and
Pop it in the oven.
I'd put it on the smoker, but yes, slow cook it, low temp.
Yeah, that looked pretty damn good.
I'm gonna have to try it next time I break out the smoker.
These cats are more fucking nosier than the neighbors on a block with hookers.
What? Your neighbor's a hooker?
No, an ambulance just went by and the cats all ran out to watch it.
You fuckers supposed to be at work already. Get out of my way.
I need to turn the TV off. I'm not watching no more hurricane shit today.
Why now? The map actually gonna fucking... Holy shit.
What's
The
up?
map works.
Jay
This
needs
map
to have a music day this afternoon.
Oh,
What's up over there, Chris?
there is an accident right up the road from me.
Not good.
Quick, jump in the car! Jump in the car!
No, I ain't going up there. I'm not driving. Fuck that, dude.
Rubbernecking.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm only allowed to drive in an emergency. If I go up there with the cops and they see me driving, they know me.
Just tell them you represent Dewey. Just tell them you represent Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Okay, so here,
That is one of my most favorite Three Stooges skits and all the ones they do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Not one of those Three
what's
Stooges
the other
fans.
one? Quicker,
I
Ditcher, and
fleece 'em.
Hide or something.
I fleece them. That's another good one.
So
I like the one where that girl's college and trying to teach them the alphabet or something, and has that little song B-A-B-B-E-B-B-I Bickerby.
Yep. And I'm one of those Three Stooges fans that even likes Joe. A lot of guys
Curly
don't
Joe?
like Joe Besser. No, Joe Besser.
Yeah,
he's
Curly
the
Joe.
he's the one that took over for
No,
Curly.
that's not
Yeah.
Curly Joe. Curly Joe.
No, there was a Curly, and then there was a Curly Joe.
No, there was a Joe. The Stooges, the extra Stooges besides Mo and Larry, was first it was Curly, then it was Shemp, who was another Horowitz brother, and then there was Joe Besser for 16 Shorts, and then in the movies you had Curly Joe Dorito. Most people either don't like or forget about Joe Besser.
I don't guess I've ever seen Joe Besser then. I'll have to look it up later.
16 Shorts. He only did 16 Shorts. There was most of them were kind of just mid, and they were really kind of bad. Honestly, Joe Besser did a lot better when he did a handful of shorts with a guy named Hawthorne, who was a radio guy. But they were funny. They were genuinely funny. Joe Besser's best match was not with the Three Stooges. He was just contractually obligated to have to work with them. His best match was actually Hawthorne. And they actually redid a few Three Stooges shorts with just him and Hawthorne, and they were really good. I've seen them. Joe Besser could be incredibly funny. It's just that he was not the best fit for Mo and Larry. That's why during the Joe Besser shorts, the one who's getting most of the physical abuse is Larry. They kind of changed roles. For Curly and Shemp, it was Curly and Shemp that were getting most of the physical abuse from Mo. Larry was getting some on the side, but Larry was usually the odd-off stooge. And it was mostly Mo going after Curly or Shemp.
And he was a concert violinist, wasn't he?
Larry Fine, yes.
Yeah.
He was.
I saw a movie, not a movie, but I don't remember what it was. It was a concert, but it had featured him playing the violin. That sucker's good.
Oh yeah, he was very good. But when it came to the 16 Joe Besser shorts, when Joe came in, it was kind of a situation of they both needed each other. Both Larry and Mo needed Joe, and Joe needed them. So Joe insisted on a few changes. For one thing, he got rid of Mo's cereal bowl haircut. He had the guys comb their hair back, make them look more gentlemanly. He tried to raise the.
Don't mess with
the. Well, it was a mixed bag. He had a couple of shorts in there that were really good. I mean, I absolutely love them. But the rest of them were just kind of mid-tier. They were just, running through old skits all over again. They were remaking previous shorts just with a new guy because they had a contractual obligation to put these shorts out. At the same time, they had to keep the budget to a minimum. So they basically just reshot as much stuff as they possibly could. They went over the same territory multiple times. Which was also a problem with the Shemp shorts, as they did basically the same thing, is that they reshot previously shot shorts just with Shemp or part of Shemp.
Shot shorts with Shemp?
Yeah.
Say that three times.
So you're saying
the bad part is that Shemp died during production of these shorts, so the last few of them have what's called fake Shemp in there. It was actually a guy named De Palma, who was another, he was a bit player in a lot of Three Stooges shorts. Problem is that, if you remember, most of all the Three Stooges were short. De Palma was almost a head taller than them, which was typical of all of their co-stars. They were usually much taller than the Stooges, which added to the comedy. So when De Palma did his fake Shemp, he had to shrink himself down as much as possible, but you can still tell. Malice in the Palace is the most famous example of him, because you can actually see his face. They tried very hard to hide his face so you couldn't tell that it wasn't Shemp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I tried, Cor.
I got you a link, and yeah, that's gonna make you remember the ShamWow guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did I send it to you, pal? Did I send you that video?
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, you want to watch that video? It's freaking hilarious. Not the most politically correct video, which is why I think it's freaking hilarious. It's like something you'd see on old Mad TV.
Oh, that would be nice.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it, or I guarantee you your money back. Which works because I'm not getting any money from you. So.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No money for you.
But I still stand behind my guarantee.
More than this
Guaranteed
administration's
piece
ever
shit.
done for us.
It's funny. There's a part in there where he dresses up as Jesus. That's absolutely just, yeah, great.
Yeah, I saw a documentary, speaking of Jesus, I saw a documentary on that Passion of Christ, that old Jim Caviezel. Because he's producing a new movie or something, but they were telling him all the shit he endured playing that part, and that dude.
Yeah, he wanted it to be as authentic as possible.
Yeah, freaking that. I guess one of them cracked a whip on him, and it got a little. It did. It actually ripped his skin open, and he went through hypothermia, cracked a couple ribs. It's a whole bunch of other stuff. He kudos to him.
He's a method actor.
How much longer? Fuck.
I don't know. I think he did the damn.
Cora wants to crack a whip on Mr. Caviezel.
I can remember sitting in the movie theater listening to these people just crying. Oh my God, don't do that to my Jesus.
Well, his suffering is part of his story.
Well, I know, but if you can't watch that movie and feel just a little bit guilty about your life, yeah, you got problems.
Is that the Passion of Christ?
Yes. If you cannot just, you know what I'm saying? You just.
That's a rough movie to get through.
If you can't,
Good one. It's a good movie.
It is. It's really good. I will only watch it one time.
I can't wait for season 5 of The Chosen to be released on streaming.
We understand, Lori. You take care of what you gotta take care of. We're here if you need us.
Call me if you need me, Lori. We got to have a girls' chat soon.
She asked if you were going to keep her company because she's stuck at the hospital till 2.
Good night.
I'll be at the hospital with Sheila around 10:30, 11 o'clock.
I guess I
Prayers
can.
to your dad.
I guess I can act it as a distraction for a little bit if she needs to call me.
Chris, you are a distraction for us. I say that with love.
I gotta be good at something, right?
Yep.
Come on, biscuits. Gravy's done, damn it.
Come on. No, they don't want to see your butt.
Whose butt? I've seen
Kitty
boats.
butt.
Sweet pea.
Kitty butt.
Sweet pea decided she wants to be all lovable right now. Mike said Son of God is one of his favorite movies about Jesus. I couldn't sleep last night. I was up till at least 3 o'clock. And so somehow I ended up watching a video about people who impersonated Christ and died. horrible deaths or something, or had ended up in prison for like life sentences and shit. And I watched a video about Kenneth Copeland, and some of these other mega church pastors. And it just reinforced my disgust at the greed that some of these so-called men of God let permeate into their lives.
Well, you know what? There's a preacher, and he's on TV. And I don't remember his name. I'm crying shame because I should. It looks like this old farm hand. He's got just a handful of people in a room with him, and he does a message, and he really does a very good message. I wish I want to. No, it's not him. He doesn't dress up in a fancy suit and all. You know, and that's my first giveaway. If you got to dress up and all that, just to you putting on a show, and I don't have time for show.
Jesus said, "Come as you are."
Exactly.
I follow Trent Tribal on Facebook, and then there's another guy I follow too, and his name just left my brain. So
I'll tell you, the guy who baptized me was his name, and I'll never forget this cat. There's two preachers I've ever met that stood out to me. This guy was a backwoods country church in White House, Florida, and he was a recovered alcoholic and drug addict that got saved and got his life turned around. And that man, he made a lasting impression on me. Then there was one, Jack Stafford, he teaches somewhere in South Georgia, and that man made it you when you left his daggum service, you just be mad because it was over with. He some people just get that mundane voice, and nah. I'm like, what? But he made it fun, he made it comical, but he still got the message across. He kept serious enough to make sure you got the message.
So it's kind of like when I'm talking to you guys most of the time when I'm trying to, especially when I'm trying to tell you a story, I try and give you different emotions and all that shit that are involved. But it sounds to me like he was like maybe one of them good old Bible thumper, bombastic kind of preachers that keep your attention. Is that what you're saying, Fred?
No, he wasn't a Bible thumper. You either liked it or you didn't. But he made you want to listen. You get about halfway through the service, everybody starts looking at their watch. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I've sat through a service and just went, please let the healing begin so I can leave.
Yeah.
That sounds like my wedding. We had a Mennonite pastor do our wedding. And a service that shouldn't have taken more than 15 fucking minutes went on so long that I ended up sitting the fuck down. Go over and sat down before I passed out.
I'm gonna flip my camera around. I don't know if you can see this or not. Just
Oops.
What'd I do?
You hit the button.
Shut the camera part off.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice mirror.
Big Chuck done went in the ditch.
Oof, that's no fun. So that's the new highway, Fred?
No, this is hell, I don't remember what highway this is, but he done scraped up the wall and got in those cable wires and everything. Oh, he rode that cable for a while. Right here where this guy is at is where he started, and it went all the way back there.
Damn.
Oh my.
He's fell asleep. I damn told you.
I was about to say, it looks like you fell asleep and went.
He went somewhere. All right. He had a ride. Damn, I'm good looking this morning. I ain't got that hot mess haircut going on.
If you say so.
You're down by Roddy Mom now.
Where's she at?
North Carolina, down.
Yeah, they narrowed it down.
Up in Raleigh, somewhere.
Somewhere?
Somewhere.
Somewhere down there, I believe. I gotta look up her address. I don't have it on me.
If you do, you're a stalker.
No, I just have mail phone. That's all. Hey, most people don't complain when I stalk them.
I don't.
I'm a bad stalker. They know I stalk them.
Very aware of it.
I have a stalker.
Okay, folks, I got to get out of here. It's 10 to 9 where you're at, 10 to 8 here. I got to go potty. I don't have a little lady to go potty with me anymore, but I got to go and I'm hungry. I'll talk to y'all later.
Toodles,
have a good day, bud. We're here if you need us.
Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Oh, my goodness.
Got jokes, Fred?
No. I think you know where I went with that.
I do.
All right, Lori.
I do.
Have a good day. We'll see you later.
I done busted up the game.
Stay safe, Lori.
I'm going to leave and come back because my camera's all fucked up. I'll be right back.
Oh, God, don't leave me alone with Fred.
Shit, I'm the one that needs to be worried. Horse
How
props.
you say?
Cattle prods.
I never said anything about a cattle prod.
Oh,
I don't want to hurt
yeah,
you.
you did. Yeah, you did. The other day. The other day we talked about cattle prods. You thought you were going to get a jolt.
I don't want to hurt you. Just maybe excite you a little.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, you don't want to use a cattle prod just to try and excite somebody a little bit.
No.
It'll have the opposite effect.
You like peeing on an electric fence?
It'll shrink up faster than a shrinky dink in the oven.
I got ways.
Horse got skills.
I got skills.
Well, so do I, but that doesn't mean I'm using them for that.
I got skills.
Wait a minute,
scared.
Chris. If you got them kind of skills, yeah, you might want to keep that to yourself.
I got skills.
Andrea said I was just thinking the same thing. He needs to be worried. Laugh out loud. Run, Fred, run.
Run, Forrest.
Why are you smacking your sister in the head? That is not very nice of you. You want to hit me in the head? Want to hit me in the head? No, you just want purr.
Must be a paper mill nearby. I smelled that molting paper.
Yeah, and then
Where they boil it to press it. It stinks to high heaven.
they have one over in Spring Grove, or right outside of Hanover, actually. We used to have to go through there when we went to play Southwestern High School football. I hate that trip. I couldn't get out of that fucking game. I'd be like, really? Like, nope, you're still going to the game. I'm like, son of a bitch. Well, hopefully everybody's having a good morning.
So far, so good.
We will keep people in our prayers
Keep Florida in the prayers.
Most definitely, yeah. And pray that it pulls out to sea and stays out to sea. There is another hurricane out in the middle of the Atlantic right now, and if it lines up the way I think it's going to, with the cold front coming down from the north, pushing Milton southward a little bit more, that other hurricane is going to pull Milton out to sea far enough to where we don't.
I'll be surprised if it don't go out and come back in.
Well, I'm
Strange
hoping
things have happened.
Well, that happens more often than not when they go across Florida. It usually comes up and re-enters right around Cape Hatteras area, and then shoots up the east coast through Virginia and Delaware and all that.
No, I need.
Very rarely do you get a hurricane impact north of Delaware. I think there's been a handful that have hit Massachusetts and like that area, Rhode Island.
That New York got tore up not too long ago. Well, it's been several years ago, but
I think if it goes
hurricane.
out, I think if it goes out and comes back in, it's not going to go that far up.
I don't think it's going to come back in. What's pushing it south is going to push it out. I don't know. It could be pushed out south far enough that it hooks back around and does it again. I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
We will pray and hope for the best. That's all we can do. Anybody out there that's stressing over family and friends that are in the path of this, if we need to talk, I'm always here. So you're always welcome to contact me if you need my information. Let me type it in here.
For a good time, call Chris. 555-00U812.
I ain't eating shit, dude. But there's my number. You can text me, call me if you need me, whatever. It's not like my number ain't everywhere already. Oh hell, you're right, Andrea. Accidentally hit an extra 7.
Crash past 157, 2 left lanes blocked. That's just smooth. Should have took the detour.
There.
Why didn't you take the detour if it says detour, especially with all the shit that's happened down there over the last week and a half?
Well,
GPS. GPS is going to take him out in the beach.
No. Google Maps told me to go the other way. Google Maps is not a trucker-friendly thing. It'll put you under a low overpass or a weight-restricted bridge, and so I tend to use it just as a reference, as opposed as a primary.
Well,
I used to keep a Rand McNally in here, but damn, they done got proud of them things.
Really?
Oh yeah, the Truckers Edition, the big one. God damn, the things are like $70 now. They used to be like $25, $26, $27.
When I was out there, we didn't have Google Maps. We had Rand McNally.
I think half these drivers would be lost if they didn't have a GPS.
Are we wanting to
I
hang
think
out for a little bit longer, or you just want
I
to
think
go
everybody.
ahead?
I think everybody should read a map.
Yep, I got lots of maps. If you need pictures of a map for any part of the country, you let me know. I'll get you what you need. I've been making Caitlin and Ryan practice with paper maps. And they said, why do we have to do this? I said, because when the shit hits the fan, do you think you're gonna have a fucking cell phone?
Oh, there you go. 3 huge U-Hauls got a daggum state trooper in front, state trooper behind them. Blue lights going. Guess what they're carrying?
Can only hope.
The same fucking thing I'm carrying.
Beer?
What are you carrying?
Relief. I'm just not advertising it.
That's good. I was wondering if you were going to be offered any of that load stuff.
That's why my boss is having a fit, because I'm doing this out of my pocket and not making the company money.
Well, that's his problem, not yours. It's your fucking truck.
Well, you're right. I
You
told
get
him
to
it's
pick and choose.
it's my wallet and my resources. Leave me alone.
Howdy, Bam Bam.
All right, give me a couple minutes here. I gotta run in and make sure Dad's up. He has to go in early, and then I'll be right back.
God, leave me alone with Fred again. He might take advantage of me.
I'll send Jay a link, and he can come keep you company.
I might need
Jay's
help.
sweet on
Fred
core
might.
anyway.
Oh, bullshit.
Cougar.
I'm almost old enough to be his mom. Matter of fact, I think I am.
Oh shit.
What's no shit?
Jay, that was meant for the whole fucking text message, apparently. This is what Jay just got.
That could be an avenue, a cougar. What do you think, Andrea?
Showing up, is it? It said Fred is waiting to milk you with a link to the show.
Hey! Throw me under the bus.
Now, who's sweet on who there, Fred?
And while you're at it, just throw it in reverse and back up.
That one's supposed to go to Jay.
Jay, watch out if you're coming in. Keep an eye on Fred.
Walk backwards. All right, I'll be back, guys and gals.
I'll protect you, Jay. Come on.
Damn. Isn't it nice and quiet in here?
Because you're not running your mouth? Maybe.
Somebody's
Just a
not.
Be in a cougar's cradle, Robin. Unless you return them. Well, unless you return them after you're done, then it's only babysitting for a while, right?
Oh, hell, I don't know. Don't get me started.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, as long as it makes sense to you. It's all about you.
It is. It is.
I didn't doubt it a bit. Well, I see more Trump signs up down here in North Carolina.
Jay says he's getting way too popular. It's them dimples, Jay. Boats and Fred can't resist them.
Hey, quit throwing me under the bus. I don't need any help getting in trouble.
Well, I'll help you all I can.
$3.94 for diesel fuel. Kiss my grits. I paid $2.98 this morning.
Help you all I can there, bud.
I appreciate it. Friends
I know
like
you
you
do.
sure as hell don't need enemies, huh?
Right?
Where did he go? Oh, he'd go with his dad.
Yeah. He left us alone. Oh, let me see which bowl do I want to use.
Man, I might keep this place in mind. There's all kinds of truck parking over here. Of course, I don't come down here that often.
Well, find something you like down there. You might go down more often. Cough it up, Fred.
That was wide open for comment.
It was.
I know.
Andrea said, Fred's like Chris, get your ass back here. Cora keeps throwing Fred under the bus.
Oh, good night.
It's good for him, Andrea. Keep him on his toes. Always options.
Woo! Shit. Kamala Harris supports raising the minimum wage. Just to jack everything else up too. So what's the point? That's funny because I know a paralegal right now working at McDonald's because she makes more as a burger slinger than she does a damn paralegal.
Right? All right. What's today? Wednesday?
All day,
All day.
even if it rains. Hoping that accident's cleared up before I get up here. Oh, that's it. Just leave me by my damn self. Everybody think I'm talking to myself again. Just get caught this time.
I didn't think you wanted to go pee with me.
Yeah, you're right.
See? It happens.
I know.
Just 'cause I left you alone, don't think I wasn't thinking about you.
Oh, well, I bet.
Oh. See if it's warmed up out here any. No, maybe little.
I woke up to 44 this morning. Get up, take my damn, roll my windows up.
I think it was got down to 46 here, maybe. House was
I'm just glad I can.
64.
I'm just glad I can roll my windows down at night now instead of idling this truck.
Nothing like the fresh air. Roll the windows down and turn on the fan.
Yep.
Get under the covers.
Get as much air in here as I can before I just close it up for winter. Shit, I should have stayed in bed.
I was ready to get up. I didn't even make it to see Gutfield, so I was out. Talked to Nikki before I went to bed. And
So this storm ought to go south of her now, right?
She's right there on the border so far.
Maybe it'll keep pushing south.
I'm hoping. I just think they'll get some wind and some rain. They got flood warnings out down there, hurricane warnings for her and Mom. So we'll see what happens.
Say that thing could almost suck all the water out of damn Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
The way it's spinning.
I told Mom Saturday, I'll come get you. Just tell me to come on. I'm coming to get you. No, I'll be okay. I said, Nikki and the boys and Dwayne can follow us back. Nikki's like, no, I'm staying. Okay.
She got that new house. She just wants to see what's going to happen to it.
What? Yep.
My mom and dad, I had to threaten to hog tie my parents during Katrina. And finally got them talking to come to the house. I was on my way overseas to Iraq, and I had to put the company off for like 2 weeks, waiting on make sure they had a home to go home to.
Right.
But my dad was so antsy to get back. Come on, I gotta go. I gotta go. I said, Dad, just stop. I said, we'll take my car or my truck. I said, it's 4-wheel drive in case we have to get in there to it. But me and you will go over there and check it out. Went over there, and I thought the man was just going to break down and cry. The water got halfway up his driveway, but it didn't go in the house.
Oh, thank God.
I know. But the front of the subdivision was like probably 2 foot deep in water, and I wade through it. Well, not wade through it, but I drove through it to get back there to their house. He had a little Toyota. I said, yeah, we'd have been a submarine.
Yeah, I told Nikki, I said, well, whatever happens, if you need to, come back home. You have a house. I'll build something back on that acre back there that I got behind the woods.
Yeah. She's not married, is she?
No, No, she's been divorced now for 5 years, I think.
Right.
Her and Dwayne moved in together a couple years ago. Well, he moved in with her.
Right.
She's a smart girl though. As young as she is, everything's in her name. Nothing's on his. Nothing, you know. She says,
Ah,
"Fuck it, I
shit.
know
Not so
how they
lucky.
are." Do what?
Oh, there's an accident up here, and I should have jumped off this exit, went around it, but it's chewing up my time. And everybody's jumping out in that left lane. Those 2 lanes that are blocked, but they'll go up there and wait for somebody to let them in.
Well, then I guess they can sit there for a while, huh?
Yep, I guess so.
Bunch of fucking assholes.
Oh, Chris is back. He
Ah!
survived. He survived, Chris.
Did you didn't read what I said earlier?
No.
So I heard him over here saying about you throwing him under the bus, and Andrew said about it, and I said, Corey's saying, beep, motherfucker, as the bus rolls over Fred. Come here, baby boy. Come on, let me get your ice cream. Good boy.
Bad part is I don't need but about 6 more miles, and I'll turn off and go south. All right, folks, I got to go return this work call, so I'll see you guys later.
Toodles.
Are we
All right,
doing it
bud,
this?
have a great
Are we doing something this afternoon or not?
I will text you and let you know.
Okay.
I need to figure that out.
Okay. Later, Gator.
The farm.
Stay safe, Fred.
All right,
All
bye.
right, later, bud.
Well, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know what time we're gonna head into the farm show. I know they're wanting to go in and eat in there, I guess.
Carney food?
Well, the church has a sub stand set up in there.
Oh,
So we go
okay.
in and get a milkshake from the one church, then we go to place to sit and watch the parade. So
Well, that'll work. I miss
Adrian,
Carney food.
Mom usually volunteers to help the Lions Club at their French fry stand, so they'll probably talk her into doing that either tomorrow night or Friday. So maybe if they do it tomorrow, maybe I'll go along in with her and we'll actually go around the farm show and I'll show you some of the exhibits and the animals and all that shit.
Stay away from the sheep and the goats. Daddy.
Yeah, what they say. We're not in Scotland where men are men and sheep are scared.
Right?
But yeah, so it'll like I said, it all depends on what time we head into town. To have my phone on the charger as much as possible. Plus, I have 2 banks along with me.
Well, maybe you ought to just take the afternoon off and enjoy yourself.
I don't even but I'm talking for the parade.
Oh.
Will be enough power to get me through the entire parade. So, parade's usually about 2 hours long, 3 hours maybe at most. So, but yeah, hopefully my representative will be in the parade and I can yell at him and tell him what a fucking sellout he is.
Right. I don't know. I'm pretty much over the political bullshit. It's going to be what it's going to be.
Well, that's why I said to Mom today, I said, well, we have a news reporter that's actually running as a Democrat up here. And I'm just like, really? I don't.
Oh.
She spews all the fucking lies that the Democrats say, so
and people follow it and believe it. So it is what it is. Either at this point, I think either you're going to vote Republican and for Trump, or you're going to vote for Harris and Waltz. You know what I mean? I think people's already made up their mind about it.
I don't see how anybody can. Jay said, haha, I just got a call from a debt collector.
Did you
Well,
tell
those
him
are
to go
always fun.
pound salt?
Bum, bum, bum.
Tell him you didn't sign a contract with them, so therefore you owe them nothing.
Huh, still says there's somebody on locals. That's weird.
Yeah,
I
because
thought
we've been
locals
over
only
2 hours.
2.5 hours, actually. So that just tells me that they're recording. That's what that is. Because it's on, there's always one on Rumble.
I think Chris froze up on me. No, and he left me. Damn it, Chris. Well, maybe he'll be back. Maybe. Yeah. There he is.
He's a bitch. What the hell is going on this morning? They were asking me if I knew how to contact my ex-daughter-in-law. I told them to take a leave. Yeah, why would you help them?
Well, I need to get this iron skillet washed. Get ready to pick up Sheila here in about an hour.
Going to town later.
Jay missed breakfast. He says they're getting pretty desperate if they're calling me. And Chris froze again. Atmospheric conditions. Jay, I might need some music this afternoon. Just so you know. Once I get back from running.
I'm starting to get perturbed now.
Yeah. I gotta go. I gotta wash my iron skillet. Shit to do.
If you ever want me to teach you how to get up there and play music and stuff for everybody, let me know and I'll teach you how to do it. That way you can sometimes get up there and play what you want to hear.
Jay has a good mix for me. So I'll leave that up to you guys.
Jay said the Fed is shutting me down.
Right?
They don't like me very much right now, Jay. That's for sure.
All right, guys. Toodles.
All right, y'all
Stay
be
blessed.
safe. Have a great day. Love you. Thank you. Jay, Andrea, maybe Fred's still there. I don't know. Whoever else is here, thank you very much for hanging out with us. And yeah, we'll see you later this afternoon. I will put out a post letting you know if we're doing a show this afternoon. Quite possibly not. We might just do the parade at 7 p.m. my time. But I will definitely let you know. But yeah, peace. See you on Discord, y'all. Be safe.